They're everywhere. If you're like me and you've watched a lot of anime, and trust me, I've watched a lot of anime, you may have noticed there are cats all over the place. Cats are quite popular in Japan. You've got your anthropomorphic ass-kicking cat broads. You've got your meowing tanks.
What? What's that meowing?
There's even kitty porn.
Commander, have you been discharging ammunition again without my approval?
Ew, now who's the sick freak who thought of this? Well, anyway, you get the picture. Cats are the bomb diggity in Japan. Now, suppose I told you there eventually would be a giant talking feline in Ranma 1/2. How well do you think he would fit in? You might be surprised. From the majestic Chinese countryside comes the magical relic, Mao-Mao Lin. The man and woman who lay claim to this pair of enchanted bells are said to be tied by destiny. One bell is small enough to put in a pocket, the other the size of a medicine ball. Shampoo, Chinese Amazon and wannabe bride of Ranma Saotome, gave this bell to Ranma as a gift in hopes that its magic would bring the two together in love. Unfortunately for Shampoo, it didn't quite work that way. The bells were indeed magical, but a darker kind of magic, more like a curse, and Shampoo was about to pay for her folly. For you see, like a lamp to a genie, the large bell is a vessel for a wandering spirit, an ethereal being damned to scour endless miles of earth to find his soulmate. To find the one who holds the key to his heart, the other bell. It has suffered a life of solitude for over an eternity. Finally, the time has come to re-emerge. Feast your eyes on fear itself, the real Maomolin, Chinese ghost cat. Maomolin Lin is what the Japanese refer to as a Bakeneko, a monster cat with supernatural abilities. Upon his entry to the mortal plane, Maomolin Lin saw Shampoo in possession of the little bell, and hence pursued her to be his bride. Many times he has tried, many nefarious schemes he has concocted, but never has he succeeded. However, Maomolin Lin is not one to abide by otherworldly rules. He will look past the whole bell gimmick and search elsewhere for a bride. He has gone through Akane Tendo, girl-type Ranma, even Tsubasa Kurenai, who isn't even a woman. Basically, the ghost cat is desperate after being alone all its afterlife, and would be happy to shack up with just about anyone. But his first choice is, and forever will be, Shampoo. Not only did she unintentionally raise him from his slumber, but they have the whole cat thing in common. To Ranma Saotome, Maomolin Lin is a most dangerous adversary and definitely his most feared. Ranma, as a result of traumatic childhood experiences, is cursed with ailurophobia, an intense fear of cats. A normal-sized kitty will cause Ranma to run for the hills. Imagine the gut-wrenching terror to see one the size of an elephant. It's like seeing the face of Satan himself. One glance is all it takes to immobilize Ranma in the grip of sheer, debilitating terror. He is Ranma's one true weakness incarnate. To Superman, he would be like a being of pure kryptonite. Should the ghost cat and Ranma engage in fisticuffs, the definitive edge goes to the kitty. But he'd best not overdo it should he wish to defeat Ranma. For if Ranma's anxiety reaches a certain level, should he be immersed in a fear so dark he is hopeless to find his way out, he instinctively fights back in what is known as cat fist style. In the vein of a drunken master, Ranma loses himself, adapting the mind and stance of his feline nemesis. Maomolin and Ranma's battles, when reaching this point, couldn't be any more barbaric. Whirling dervishes of kicks and claws, biting and clawing with murderous intent, the same way two cats would go at it. Maomolin, being a cat himself, possesses all the clawing and biting attacks one would expect from a cat, but versus Ranma's invincible cat fist, he is grossly outgunned. Maomolin often resorts to other methods to defeat his archenemy. Being a ghostly apparition, he can jump into a person's body and possess them into doing his bidding. Once this master puppeteer has control, he then has the option of attacking his opponent outright, or continuing the charade, slipping through incognito and making his opponent's life a living hell. He prefers the latter. Mao-Mao Lin is one of Ranma's most cerebral adversaries. Very rarely does he resort to violence as a means to an end. He prefers to bewilder and stupefy, using his cunning cat mind to dance around his opponent on a clear path to his goal. Although he don't look like much, Mao-Mao Lin can play a mean game of mental chess. Mao-Mao Lin has one of the most grating, high-pitched voices that an eardrum can endure without bursting. To Ranma, he is fear itself, but to be blunt, his scare tactics could use a little work. With his trademark caterwaul.
My bride!
He is going for bone-chilling fear, but instead coming across as whiny, irritating, and pathetic. The ring-a-ding-ding of the bell around his neck can convey a feeling of foreboding terror, but also alerts everyone to his presence, destroying whatever stealth he might have. In the US, a cat goes meow. That is not the case in the Eastern world. The Japanese onomatopoeia for the feline warble is Nya, nya. Hence, what we get in Mao-Mao Lin's case is an unusual speech impediment. Every other word has a nya sound, like pig nyattin', only different. It's quite easy once you get the nyang of it. When Mao-Mao Lin possesses people, nye retain the speech impediment, making them dead ringers and easy to pinpoint. Mao-Mao Lin also cannot control his kitty behavior, such as curling up on the floor for naps, swatting at flickering objects, and his love for milk and fish, which is an even greater giveaway. Incidentally, this is Mao-Mao Lin's Achilles heel. Indulging in this behavior will cloud the ghost cat's judgment, allowing his opponent to buy some time. Such a giant, hulking monster, brought down with a simple cat toy. So the next time you go to a Japanese restaurant and see the maneki neko greeting you with tidings of good luck, keep Mao-Mao Lin the monster cat in your thoughts. He who now joins the auspicious list of talking cats in animation, from Kung Fu Tiger, Hector Wordsworth and Mungo, Felicia, even though she's a half-cat, half-human hybrid, Cat Dog, even though he's just one half a cat, Tom, even though he only talked in certain episodes, and whatever the fuck these things are. He is now free to rain terror on Tokyo and all its hapless citizens. Free to scare the piss out of Ranma Saotome and scour the Earth's landscape for his soulmate. So I propose the question again. Does Mao-Mao Lin the talking cat have a place in Ranma 1/2? Well, in a world where people turn into pigs and ducks, where the French have mouths made of elastic, and where martial artists can live so long they shrivel up into pint-sized turds, you'd be surprised how well Mao-Mao Lin can blend in. In the immortal words of the ghost cat himself,
Good night and good luck.
this has been a Ranma 1/2 character profile. Special thanks go out to Anime Eddie and Ak E for the requests.